After a recent battle over the placement of a sexually violent predator, the latest in a series of disputes in recent years, local leaders pushing for change to better involve communities in the process, what the county is considering. Rain, hail, lightning, even fire, the issues caused across the county by that stormy weather overnight.
And things are quieting down right now, but another storm system on the horizon. I'm also live at SeaWorld talking about the haunted houses we're doing this October. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
And good morning to you. I'm Jim Patton. There's some cleanup going on across San Diego after a messy night. Storms that started late yesterday continuing into the early morning and causing all kinds of problems, starting with rain and wet roads. Our 10 News breaking news tracker was there around midnight as crews responded to this incident on the 15. Driver of a car says a semi was passing him about 70 miles per hour when it hydroplaned and jackknifed, crashing into him. Luckily, though, no injuries there. Well, a couple of hours later in Chula Vista, another semi-truck losing control, this time on the 905. It crashed into the right shoulder, sent some fuel spilling into the road. Hazmat team had to be called to deal with that. The driver, meanwhile, suffering minor injuries. And in El Cajon, crews called in for a water rescue. A woman reportedly sleeping near a small canal when the water rose and swept her away. Now, crews got to her, transported her to a hospital for treatment. And across the county, stormy weather knocking out power to hundreds of San Diegans. This is a live look at the SDG&E outage map. Many of these unplanned outages due to the weather. SDG&E says the majority of these outages should be restored by 3 p.m., if not sooner. Well, fires caused by lightning strikes kept firefighters busy throughout the night. ABC 10 Mary McKenzie, you hear the sound there of it striking, joins us live from up in Rainbow, where wildfires caused by lightning are a major concern, Mary. There were fires all over the county.
Yeah, I hope that one didn't startle you as much as some of them certainly did last night. There were more than 500 cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, according to the National Weather Service. I know Megan's going to talk much more about this storm, but each one of those is really a risk in places here like Rainbow, where it can cause a wildfire in a matter of moments. There were 2 incidents, at least here in this area, that were caused by lightning, but many more throughout the county. Spectacular moments that can have devastating effects. That fire in La Mesa sparking from a lightning strike. Fortunately, neighbors first and then fire crews kept it from getting out of control. At one point overnight, there were 16 possible calls for fires due to lightning during this slow-moving and impressive storm. Off Pacific Highway, a grove of palm trees got torched, causing damage to storage containers on a commercial laundry and surf shop property with flammable materials involved. It could have been much worse.
So we went in the backyard and pulled out my garden hose and did what we could in the backyard, but the fire was going pretty good at that point.
That homeowner on Verlaine Drive out east toward El Cajon said he heard what sounded like a sonic boom before a big flash in the window. That strike spreading the fire to his trees, bushes, and a fence, but fortunately not to his home. I spoke with North County Fire Authority. Their incidents up here were contained to a few trees, an outbuilding, and a small patch of brushy hillside that burned. Their spokesperson says having rain coming down helped, but the terrain did not. When lightning starts a fire, it can be literally anywhere, places where crews can't even get to. And those crews sometimes even have to stop fighting a fire because the lightning makes it unsafe for them. CAL FIRE also confirms they responded to 4 lightning strike fires, most involving trees, all of them contained to no more than a quarter acre. They also told me that they were fully staffed and prepared for anything that arose last night, but I'm not sure any of us were really prepared for what that storm brought overnight. I'm reporting live in Rainbow, Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
Yeah, and put on quite the show. Mary, thank you very much. Well, the weather really ran the gamut overnight. Rain, hail, lightning. You probably heard that rumble of the thunder throughout the night wherever you live. Viewers sent in some amazing pics of the storm. This was sent to us by Randy Siegel in Santee, and we do have a whole gallery up with some great shots of the lightning over San Diego. You can find that and more about the forecast ahead on 10news.com. Real dramatic pictures there. Well, happening today, Board of Supervisors scheduled to discuss changes to the way that sexually violent predators are placed in the county. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell joining us live at the County Administration Building with a preview, Mary, of the proposal.
Well, Jim, so the bottom line is Supervisor Jim Desmond wants communities to have more of a say when it comes to the placement of these sexually violent predators, which is something the board will discuss today. Supervisor Jim Desmond is scheduled to present a letter to the Board of Supervisors asking them to approve a proposal that would allow the county to oppose any further placements of sexually violent predators in our area until local jurisdictions can participate in the process and have full veto authority.
They don't give us any sort of authority or veto power. They ask us to the meeting, but we have no authority at the meeting.
Desmond is talking about Liberty Healthcare, the agency contracted by the state to oversee the conditional release program of SVPs. His proposal comes just after plans to place sexually violent predator Douglas Badger in Rancho Bernardo were pulled after community outrage. The placement of SVPs in San Diego County isn't new. In Desmond's letter, he says there are 5 SVPs that have been placed in the county, with 3 more waiting for their placement hearing. ABC 10 News has extensively covered these placement hearings. Just last year, the Department of State Hospitals wanted to place Joseph Bauchlet, who was a convicted repeat sex offender, in a home in Jacumba. Bauchlet has been convicted 3 different times of molesting children younger than 10 years old. Though the public wasn't allowed to physically be inside of the courtroom for that hearing, like the Badger placement, community members worked to make sure their voices were heard as they protested this recommendation. So again, though Supervisor Desmond wants communities to become more involved in the placement process, there are a lot of questions such as how that can happen, which will certainly be discussed during today's meeting. Live outside the County Admin Building, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Marie, thank you very much. Johnson & Johnson asking the Food and Drug Administration for emergency authorization for its booster shot. Company announcing today it is seeking to provide the booster to those 18 years and older. This follows a clinical trial that found the booster provided 94% protection against symptomatic COVID-19 and 100% against severe disease. Meanwhile, Moderna has begun submitting data to the FDA about the effectiveness of its booster dose, and the agency has already authorized booster shots for Pfizer's vaccine for those 65 and older or at high risk. Well, taking a live look at the coast off of Orange County, where cleanup efforts are well underway in the wake of that big oil spill. The governor has declared a state of emergency. An investigation has been launched to try to determine the cause of the spill and to look into the response time, which some say is lagging on both the Coast Guard's part and the company responsible for the oil. A report suggests the first calls started coming in Friday night, but that there was no response for up to 12 hours.
We were not aware of a leak on Friday night.
I can tell you when the Coast Guard received the port report, which was Saturday morning.
Well, the damage still being assessed. An estimated 130,000 gallons of oil was spilled into the water. As for the cause, one possibility being looked into is whether the pipeline was hit by a ship's anchor. And right now, with the cleanup underway, San Diego Congressman Mike Levin is pushing for changes off the coast. He is in Encinitas now, pushing new legislation that would end the establishment of any new offshore drilling operations in Southern California. It would prohibit any new leasing for exploration, development, or production of oil or natural gas along the Southern California coast. And we have a crew there. We will have more on his proposal on later editions of ABC 10 News. It's that time of year, Halloween almost upon us, and unlike last year, this month we have some more options to celebrate. A couple of them are happening at SeaWorld, which is kicking off October with some spooky events this weekend. ABC 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry joins us live from SeaWorld. Megan, a lot of fun in store this month for the entire family.
Oh, I'm so excited to be out here, Jim. They don't send me out very often, but when we have Halloween right around the corner, I said, please send me to some haunted houses. And so that's where we are right now. Right now, we're in the hay maze of the SeaWorld Spooktacular, and I am joined by Randolph Borden, the VP of Entertainment. So tell us, when can kids come out here to the spooktacular, and tell us all that we can expect here.
Fantastic, Megan. Welcome to SeaWorld. Obviously, we are just in love with Halloween here, and Spooktacular is one of our favorite family events. It's happened multiple years, and we brought it back, and it's bigger and better than ever. So families can come out on the weekends. They can enjoy this incredible hay maze, our wonderful characters. We've got a pumpkin princess. We've got Corny over here. We've got lots of characters. We also have a dance party that families can enjoy. We want the kids to dress up in costume.
Ooh.
Yeah, be a part of that dance party because it's just so much fun. We also have a family-friendly candy trail.
Okay, tell us about that.
So kids can trick or treat. They get a bag, they can go to those trails, collect candy, and just have a fantastic afternoon here at SeaWorld with Spooktacular.
You hear that, kids? You don't have to wait for Halloween to get those candies.
You do not. And we're running a great special right now for families. Kids 3 to 9 will get in free with every paid adult ticket. So it's a great opportunity. We do love free. It's a great opportunity for families to come out. We really want to see them this weekend.
And this is all included with your SeaWorld ticket, correct?
This is included with the SeaWorld ticket, absolutely. So you get all of this. You get our rides, you get our animal shows, you get all of this great fun for a fantastic price right now and a great deal for kids 3 to 9.
Yeah, no, and free for some kids, right? So we love to see that. That's not the only thing going on here at Spooktacular. We also have some adult haunted houses. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. I also have your forecast, which does include more rain. I'll have that in your full forecast. Jim?
Fun times, and I love the size of that hay maze. It's just right for kids.
Exactly. I could do this one.
Exactly. All right, Megan, thank you very much.